All right, today on The Explainer, we are digging into a big one, the book that was everywhere for a while, The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. It sold an insane number of copies, all promising this one hidden truth, this one secret that could change everything. So what's it all about? Let's break it down.
So the whole thing kicks off from a pretty dark place. The author, Rhonda Byrne, she talks about a time when, well, her life had just completely fallen apart. Just total exhaustion, grief, relationships ending. It's that rock bottom feeling that I think a lot of us can understand.
But right there, in that moment of despair, the book throws out this huge, tantalizing question. What if? What if there was one great secret, a principle that's been around for centuries that could literally turn it all around? A secret that could get you whatever you wanted. We're talking happiness, health, wealth, the whole shebang.
Okay, so what is this great secret? Well, according to the book, it's not some new fad. Nope, this is ancient wisdom passed down through the ages. The argument is that the most successful people in history, they all knew it. And get this, it was supposedly kept hidden on purpose to keep power with just a handful of people.
And here it is, the big reveal. The core idea that everything else in the book is built on is simply this. The secret is the law of attraction.
Okay, so law of attraction, what does that even mean? Well, at its most basic, the book says, like attracts like, but it's way more than that. It's this idea that your thoughts, they're not just little private things happening in your head. They are real magnetic forces. They're sending out a frequency, a signal to the universe. And that signal is what actually creates your reality.
And to back this up, to give it some real weight, the book says this law connects some of the biggest names in history. We're talking Plato, Shakespeare, Newton, Beethoven, Einstein. The idea is these geniuses didn't just get lucky. No, they supposedly understood this law and used it, consciously or not, to create their incredible lives.
Okay, this next part is maybe the most important piece of the puzzle. It's how the law of attraction actually works according to the book. It's a really bold claim, and it all comes down to just 3 powerful words. So this is where it gets really real. It's not just a cute saying. The book presents this as like the fundamental physics of the universe. Your mind is a creative engine, and whatever you put your focus on, that's what's going to show up in your life, period. Your thoughts literally become things.
And here's a great way to think about it, a metaphor they use in the book. Picture yourself as a giant human transmission tower, right? You're constantly sending out a frequency with your thoughts. And that signal doesn't just vanish into thin air. It determines what comes back to you. And we're not talking radio waves. We're talking about the actual stuff of your life.
Now, this is where a lot of people supposedly get tripped up. The book gives a huge warning about something it calls the don't want epidemic. One of the contributors, Lisa Nichols, explains that the law of attraction is always working, but it has this one really weird quirk. It doesn't understand negatives. It literally doesn't hear the word don't.
So think about this. You're running around thinking, I don't want to be late, I don't want to be late, right? Well, according to The Secret, all the universe hears is late, late, late. Your focus, your energy is all on lateness. So the universe, trying to be helpful, just says, okay, you want lateness? Here's some traffic. It gives you exactly what you're broadcasting.
Okay, so that's the theory. But how do you actually use this stuff? That brings us to the practical nuts and bolts section of the book, the 3-step creative process.
And to make it super easy to understand, they use a great analogy, Aladdin and his lamp. Think of the entire universe as your own personal genie. It doesn't judge your wishes. It doesn't ask, are you sure? It just hears what you're thinking about and says one thing, and one thing only. Your wish is my command. So this whole process breaks down into 3 simple steps. Step 1, ask. You have to be super clear about what you want and tell the universe, command it. Step 2, believe. And this is a big one. You have to act like it's already yours, with total faith. And step 3, receive. That means getting into the feeling of having it. Feeling that joy right now. Let's talk about that believe step, because it's tricky. The book says the biggest thing that gets in the way is when you notice you don't have it yet. That's a feeling of lack. So the trick is to act, speak, and think as if you're getting it right now. You're basically living in the reality you want,
before it even shows up.
And that leads us right into step 3, receive. So how do you tune in to the right frequency to receive what you've asked for? It's all about your feelings. The book calls your emotions your frequency feedback mechanism. Basically, feeling good, feeling happy, feeling joyful, that puts you on the exact same wavelength as all the good things you want, and that's what allows them to come to you.
All right, so this all builds up to a pretty empowering conclusion about your own potential. The last part of the book is all about the tools and the mindset you need to make this a part of your daily life. So you're not just asking for stuff, but you're actually becoming a conscious creator of your own experience.
So, what are these tools? Well, one of the most powerful ones they talk about is gratitude. It's presented as the ultimate way to shift your energy instantly. Think about it. When you're feeling grateful for what you already have, you're sending out a powerful signal of, I have enough, I have plenty. And that feeling of abundance is exactly what's supposed to bring even more good stuff your way.
Another huge tool is visualization. And to show how powerful this is, the book brings up this amazing study with Olympic athletes. They had them just imagine running their event, just play it out in their minds. And the result? The exact same muscles fired in the exact same order as if they were actually running on the track. It just goes to show your brain doesn't really know the difference between something you're vividly imagining and something that's actually happening. So why do these mental tools work so well? Well, here comes a pretty mind-blowing claim from the book. It says that 99% of who you are isn't even physical. It's invisible, untouchable energy. The whole point of this is to make you realize you're not just your body or your current situation. You're this unlimited energy being, and your real power is in your thoughts. And how do you tap into that powerful, energetic self? The book suggests using affirmations, especially words that start with I am. Why? Because those aren't wishes. They're powerful statements of fact. They're commands. This one here is supposed to be a great all-purpose affirmation to just align everything in your life.
So in the end, the secret isn't really just about getting a new car or winning the lottery. The real takeaway is about realizing you have this creative power in every single moment. The book leaves you with this final, really empowering thought. It shifts the focus from what can I get to who can I be? And the message is clear. The power is yours, and it all starts right now.